right, here in the top left of Ohana, it's compLexity's last hope, at least for this match. It's going to be Killer as the blue Protoss up there in the top left. Down here in the bottom right, it's FX Open, being played by FXO.Choya, who's already got 4 kills straight for FXO.
I'm actually a little bit surprised by the map choice. Ohana is normally thought of as a Protoss favorite map, so you usually don't want to use it in PvP, but I guess Killer is really comfortable on it, so he wanted to choose his best map just so they wouldn't give Choya the all kill.
That could be. I mean, if it's good for Protoss, though, obviously it's going to be equally good for Choya.
Yeah, equally good for both. That's what I'm saying. Like, Killer knows that he has to win, 4 more games, so I would think he'd want to save this for someone else on FXO rather than using it on PvP. Well, but the
other side of that coin is that if Killer is going to keep winning, then the map picks are always going to be FXOs from this time out.
That's also true.
So he does, exactly. He doesn't want to give Choya that all kill. He wants to, grab this while he still has the power to.
Yeah.
PvP, really, to me, I feel like the map almost doesn't matter that much. I mean, obviously in a mirror build, doesn't matter what map you're on, and in a situation like this, if you are comfortable with the map, at least you can do your own build comfortably and see what's going on with the other guy through scouting. But both players actually doing a mirrored build so far. First gas at the exact same time, first gateway exact same time. Cybernetics Core, of course, is going to be next, and then from there, we open up all the different options.
Yeah,
for
the only thing that might be different now is Chrono Boost. So looks like Choya's used all of his, Killer, all of his as well. So pretty much exactly the same build, same timing. Now we'll see, is one of them going to build a second assimilator or a Nexus or anything else crazy like that?
Neither player is saving very much money. Have to imagine Cybernetics Core is going to be up next for both, but Choya is actually notably ahead now in the build order. It's still mirrored, it's just slightly ahead for Choya by a few seconds. Yeah. So really no big difference again. We'll
oh wow, so there it is, assimilator, second assimilator for Killer, and not one for Choya. So we'll see if that ends up being, Robo or Stargate for Killer, and or if it ends up being a fast expand for Choya, or if it's going to be heavy gateway play.
Gateway play could, of course, happen. It is nice to be aggressive in PvP from time to time. If you're confident in your Stalker control, you can actually do a lot of damage. He's going to get Warp Gate going very quickly. Obviously, Killer's right there behind him. That second assimilator is not going to really slow him down much on that front. But we do really still need to see what Choya is planning. He has not saved up above 200 minerals this whole time. He's actually getting a Sentry. No, actually, that's Killer getting that Sentry very quickly. Choya is getting a Stalker out.
So Choya looking to be more offensive, Killer building defensively. So I'm assuming we'll see a Robo, since he's going the defensive Sentry route rather than the Stalker route.
Yeah, I think that's likely. Choya obviously building that forward pylon has some things in mind. He probably isn't planning to expand any time, but actually,
no. Choya builds a Robo.
He's got a lot of minerals saved up. He might actually expand here.
Yeah, so he built a Robo, and it looks like he's going to expand, and Killer building Stargate. So he's gone 1 gate Stargate.
Interesting stuff, actually.
Kind of a risky build. Oh, here we go. It's...
So not saving up for a Nexus at all, instead going for a
Warp Prism all in.
Classic 4-gate. Where was that Robo that we talked about?
It's proxy.
Oh, that's what he's doing. Okay. Not a forward warp in position actually at all, just a proxy Robo facility. That's crazy.
And he's going to have a Stargate to kill the Warp Prism, so I'm not sure how well that's going to do. But actually now Killer's gone up to 3 gates with the Stargate as well. We'll see if it's Phoenix or Void Ray in a second.
Choya is doing this totally blindly, and I believe Killer is totally blind as well.
Hasn't even scouted.
Oh my god, he nearly scouted
it. That would have completely busted the build, but yeah, Killer hasn't even tried to scout in this entire game. Oh, and I don't think the pylon's in range.
It will be.
No, I mean, his Killer can't see it.
Oh, no, Killer should not be able to see it down that cliff. You're right, but it's in range to warp in, obviously.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you meant. I was like, no, it
oh,
can
wow,
still go
now
up
he's seeing it, though, with that Phoenix.
Yep, the Phoenix is going to be the first unit out of that Stargate, getting a look at pretty much everything.
Oh, did he miss it again?
Misses
wow,
the robotics facility, so he might be a little bit confused. Actually, now he's headed
there we
right
go. Now
for
he sees it. And you just saw a glimpse of the Warp Prism, too.
Yep, the Warp Prism already out, and of course he can warp in tons.
Probably going to go down.
It should go down. There's 2 Phoenixes here to be able to shoot it down. They don't really have much else to do except for those Graviton Beams. And actually, the Graviton Beams are going to be massive now that the Warp Prism is down and Killer's on his home turf. He's got enough gateways here, 3 gateways, to be able to warp stuff in. So these Graviton Beams are going to be a massive difference, just removing units from the fight and, of course, being able to pick them off while suspended in midair. Look at that.
Warping
still continuing here for Choya.
Yeah, that was not a good move. He probably could have kited those a little bit better. Still warping in, though, on the high ground, and he actually has a 1-unit advantage for now. We'll see who's going to get the edge after these Chrono Boosts finish. Killer trying to get energy on these Phoenixes to help stave this off.
Right, sorry, not white, right. 50 energy back on that Phoenix, so he can start to get them involved again. He's not doing it, though. He's focusing on his probe micro. Here come the Phoenixes again, and now that we can get these graviton beams going once more, this is going to be a lot more lopsided. Choya not actually producing anything right now, just one more probe, so Killer is going to be able to hold this off.
Wow.
That's blind build against blind build, man.
Barely, and I think Choya lost quite a few, or excuse me, Killer lost quite a few probes in that, but actually is up in supply now. Yeah, lost 8
workers killed. That's
but
quite
he's
a lot.
Actually only down to 4 now.
Yeah,
because of the build difference.
He's still okay, and these Phoenixes now are going to have a fun time killing off probes, most likely. They don't have much energy, obviously, because of that huge fight that just happened. They do have 1 graviton beam available, so they might be able to pick off a probe, but a 3rd Phoenix hitting the field now. More Phoenixes coming out all the time, and he does still have a standing army of 4 Stalkers to be able to go kill off this robotics facility and pylon.
And wow, Choya didn't make an observer before. I would have really liked to see him do that, because that would have given him a huge edge.
He needed that
Killer
speed.
Cannot, yeah.
He needed that speed from the Warp Prism to try and get the jump on his opponent with a blind build. He obviously did not know that 2 Phoenixes would be waiting for him. The Stalkers are going to finish off that pylon and most likely, yeah, just destroy this robotics facility. I'm not sure he's going to go for any big attack or anything like that. Obviously, he can keep tabs on Choya with these Phoenixes and figure out the best time if he wants to attack or not. But another forward pylon being done for Choya.
Not giving it up, and he's just gonna 4-gate. Well, the great thing about this is for Killer can be pretty aggressive because he can just pick up and 2-shot a sentry if there are sentries, which is very useful to do with Phoenixes.
Yep, but he is going to kill quite a lot of probes, actually, and just head on out of there, already equalizing that worker count pretty quickly. And this other probe here is actually in a huge danger as well. Another robotics facility actually being added on. First robotics facility for Killer will be allowing him to make Immortals, Warp Prisms, Observers, all that fun stuff. There are a couple of pylons here still for Choya to be able to do things with, but he just doesn't have very many forces, and these Phoenixes are going to keep dipping in and out of that mineral line just to keep killing
Now
workers.
This is just a straight-up 4-gate against someone who already has 5 Phoenixes plus sentries. I don't know if he can force his way up the ramp against that.
This actually will be impossible for him to do. Phoenix is still just having a party inside the mineral line of Choya. I don't expect this one to last much longer. Obviously, force fields are going to make this even harder for him to bust up.
Yeah,
trapping 2 Zealots, very nice, and warping in 2 more Stalkers.
I'd expect Choya to just give this up at this point. There's not really a whole lot he can do. There's no way that Killer's going to try to trap it. And now he's just going to go back, kill even more workers, while Choya's trying to force himself up the ramp.
Here we go, another split, another 3 units, 2 units trapped actually. I saw that other Zealot and wasn't sure which side he was going to pop out on, but Killer should not lose any more units essentially, and all these probes are totally open to attack from the Phoenixes.
Just
you see
camping
how fast,
over the mineral line.
Yeah, there's no way Choya's going to be able to really do much of anything, but he's going to keep trying. There are, only a limited number of force fields left here. That's not the best force field in the world there, but Choya is still pressing forward.
Immortal out now too.
Losing 2 to 3 units every single time he does this. There's a GG from Choya, and the all-kill is averted by compLexity Killer.
Good job for Killer. That is, like you said, that's blind PvP against blind PvP, no scout. Phoenix